You're going to be under arrest for capital murder. Capital murder.
This is 39-year-old Michael Payton, a scientist working for Raytheon in their rocket science department. Michael perceives himself as somewhat of a genius, but as you will soon see, not even a scientist can get away with murder. On February 19th, 2021, Saline police officers rushed to the Patton family residence in response to a shooting. Little did they know they were about to be thrown in for a loop by the scientist. Michael had called 911 to allegedly confess to murdering his wife and 2 kids, along with their 3 dogs and 1 cat. However, when officers arrived on the scene, Michael, who was standing outside with his gun, changed his story and now claimed he didn't know if his wife and kids were still alive. Firefighters would enter the house to find Michael's wife, Tamara Payton, and his teenage son and daughter already dead from gunshot wounds. Due to Michael's new claims, the police weren't sure if the 911 call was a prank call, and Michael is being framed for murders he didn't commit, or whether he had done it himself, regretted, and changed his mind. Nevertheless, Michael is detained and brought down to the station for interrogation, with Detective Joshua Armstrong heading it. With the detective's expertise in cognitive techniques and no evidence to go on, the interrogation will be a headstrong game for Michael, a genius scientist, against an expert detective, making this one of the most absurd cases I've ever seen.
Let me get the person that's going to swab your hands real quick, and then we'll do that and get those handcuffs off of you, okay?
Okay.
You need something?
I'll just sit here and wait.
Okay, you need something to drink or anything?
Please.
Water, okay?
Anything. This one. I'm so confused. What was that?
Michael, was that quick enough for you, brother? You go by Mike or Michael?
Usually Mike. Usually Mike.
Okay. Can you stand up for me? I'm gonna get them handcuffs off of you, okay? This is who I was talking about was gonna take a swab of your hands, okay? Are you okay with her doing that? Hey, Mike, do you have any injuries to you right now? Are you hurt anywhere, bleed anywhere, cut anywhere?
I know of.
Okay. Well, do you mind standing up right here on the swab board? You've got a bruise right here. Is this old?
Yes, it's a couple days old.
Couple days old. Okay. Anything on the back side? No cuts or anything like that? Do you mind if I lift your shirt up?
For it.
You got can't tell if that's a scratch over here. You got a cat or something at the house?
3 dogs and
Dogs and a cat? It looks like you got maybe a cat scratch over here on one side.
probably the puppy.
Puppy?
Can I stand for a minute?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Go ahead.
I was in that car for
You were sitting there for a long time. Give me just a second. Here's your cup of water, Mark.
Thank you.
Give me just a second, okay?
Yeah.
Michael seems disoriented and uneasy as he paces around the room. Not long after, Detective Armstrong starts by questioning Michael with basic questions, such as the type of work he does. This is done intentionally to judge if Michael is lucid and conscious. If so, then we will know if the confusion we see is all just an act or not.
And you know, obviously, I think you've got some questions that you were trying to ask me a minute ago.
Too, but I don't want to be arrested. I feel like I need somebody to help me with what's going on, because I don't have any idea what's going on.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, neither one of us have an idea of what's going on right now either, because we haven't spoke with you yet, if that makes sense.
It does.
So we really don't know. We don't know what's going on. I think our hope was that you would help us figure out what's going on as much as us help you figure out what's going on.
I don't know what happened.
You sound really short of breath. Do you have asthma or medical condition or anything? Or are you just tired or
I'm stressed out.
just really stressed?
I don't know what's happening.
I just want to clarify before I ask you any questions or you ask me any questions. You said you did understand your rights. You do want to speak with me, correct?
Start, but I don't know. If I start getting overwhelmed, I want somebody to...
You can stop the interview at any time.
Okay.
What was your question? You were trying to ask me some questions when we were coming up the stairway.
I don't know what's happening. I don't remember what happened. I remember working this afternoon.
What do you do for Raytheon?
Configurations. So basically I make sure everything's right before it gets released. Sure, drawings or documents or whatever.
I really don't know what Raytheon does. What is it?
Defense, missiles, aerospace.
So are you still employed? Is Raytheon is a private contractor? That's contracted through the government?
Contracts and stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Mainly government contracts.
What is it that you do for them?
The configuration stuff. I run a meeting every month with the Navy. I check all the drawings.
The detective then asks Michael if he has ever been in the military, curious to know his background.
Is it like classified type of stuff, or?
No, I have my classified, or I've been cleared classified, but I don't work on a classified program currently.
Okay. Forgive me, I don't know much about. I wasn't in. I don't know much about.
I'm still learning.
How did you get in? Were you in the military? Is that how you got into that, or?
I got into it later after I got my degree.
Is that something anybody can do, or like, do you need some kind of? What's the degree in?
My degree is engineering physics.
Okay, so that's why that's the physics part of this.
Not necessarily for what I do right now, but I can use it for stuff. I understand electronics and schematics and stuff.
I don't understand any electronics or schematics. Were you in the military at all?
I was in the Marine Corps.
And how long were you there?
6 years.
6 years. And did you get deployed at all?
I got injured on prep for deployment, so I didn't go. I hurt my ankle.
Bad, or?
Sprained it real bad, enough that it delayed me past shipping out, so I didn't deploy.
What you and the detective do not know is that Michael had a streak for lying about his achievements. He's known to have allegedly spoken about the various battles he was a part of while in the military. But now, Michael has decided to tell the detective the truth. It's not certain, but it may be that he does not want to risk lying about small matters and instead focus on hiding his crime.
You got a pretty impressive background. Your son?
13.
13.
Here, Michael is referring to his son and daughter using the present tense, as if to show he doesn't remember what happened to them, but his memory only seems to short-circuit when it comes to his family, as the evil genius seems to remember things like the exact time when he started collecting music.
Say high function. There's so many different kinds of autism out there. What is his specific? strokes and like Michael Phelps kind of stuff, like the butterfly and all that stuff?
Yeah, there's only 4 strokes.
Why do you think we're here today? I'm confused on why we are here. You don't remember anything from today?
The thing I can think of is the other day, my wife was. We've been working lately. We haven't been. We've been struggling a little bit. I've been trying to work on it. I was going to counseling. I haven't been in a few weeks, so I've been going to counseling and struggling. Saturday night, she had one of the guns and was saying that her only way out.
Say that one more time.
She said the only way out was to basically kill herself, and I wouldn't leave the room. And I wouldn't leave her alone. I kept trying to get the gun away from her. After about 2 hours, I got it away from her. But, basically, if I called in to try to get her some help, they'd take her personal license away. I didn't know what to do. Her best friend came over, and she ended up staying the night. And maybe that was Sunday night, because then she was there all day Monday when we were working. And I've been watching. I've been afraid that she was going to hurt herself. I hit the guns.
Notice how Michael avoids and refuses to meet the detective's eyes, except for when he's confronted, where he stared at him without blinking, as if silently challenging the detective. When he has confirmed that the detective knows nothing about what has happened, Michael starts to introduce a story as to how his wife was suicidal, which would explain her death.
Her name's Heather.
She worked with her, or a high school friend? Or...
They're friends from middle school.
Okay. You know what Heather's last name is?
She's divorced, but I think she's still using Weber.
Heather Weber? That rhymes. So this was, you think, last Sunday?
Yeah, like a couple days ago. Sunday night, maybe.
Okay. Do you know what today is?
Thursday or Friday.
Yes. Today's Friday. Okay. So last Sunday night, this still happened. Did you end up ever contacting anybody, or you just kind of let the friend kind of...
Kind of let the friend. I've been talking to her. She was doing better throughout. She was talking to me and opening up. And thought we were doing better. And she agreed that she'd do couples counseling with me. And she said that, she's been waffling on it back and forth for about a month. She agreed she'd go. Told me I might not like all her answers, but that she would go because I thought it was important. And so I was going to look into it. And it was...
And so you said you hid the guns? Where'd you hide those at?
I had... One of them was up in my office that I didn't use it this week, but I've been using it for a few months. In the extra bedroom upstairs. And it was up there. And then the other one was... I had hid it in a bag. I was planning on putting them in my truck and trying to find a friend to take them to for a little while until it blew over, and I felt like she was better.
How many guns do y'all have?
2.
Are they both handguns or rifles?
Yeah.
It's both handguns. Do you know what they are?
There's a Walther. It's a 22 and a 9mm Springfield.
Springfield. I used to have a Springfield 9mm. I traded it for a Glock.
I never liked Glocks.
I didn't like them until I started carrying them. I learned to love them. So.
Michael's aim is to try and paint a picture of an unstable wife who's suicidal and who might have had a breakdown which resulted in her shooting their kids and herself. He may plan to offer this as the rational solution to his family's death, but he clearly hasn't thought the plan through.
Has your wife ever had any suicidal stuff prior to this week?
A couple of years ago, she had thoughts of it. We worked through it.
We worked through it. Has she ever had any kind of a medical treatment for it or anything like that?
She just started opening up about when she was in middle school or high school. She went to counseling. Just recently told me that, you know, she was abused when she was a kid. And that's why she's been not wanting to go to therapy with me, because she doesn't like the experience.
Physical abuse or sexual abuse?
From what she's told me.
Do you know who it was that done it to her, like a family or boyfriend?
I think it was friends of her dad and maybe her stepdad.
So
she told me about one, including when she was living with her dad in Michigan. There was the neighbor. She was babysitting and woke up to him over her, and there was other ones that she didn't tell me about. She told me.
Oh, so it's like not just one thing, or not just one person, kind of multiple.
And so she's struggled with that before, and so, like I said, we worked through it, and I've been trying to work through the issues that we've been having. I've never been great with sharing my emotions, and that's why I went to counseling. Trying to be a better husband, a better dad. I've been able to reconnect with my kids a lot. Like, we have a lot more conversations, and daughter opens up to me a lot more.
Have you ever read the book 5 Love Languages?
Detective Armstrong then asks Michael about his religious beliefs, again to check his memory and cognitive impairment.
What all religions was it that you studied in that class that you kind of took bits and pieces from?
Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Hindu. I always struggle with how you classify that.
No, you man. Did you ever read the Quran?
I never
Quran. Am I saying it right? Is it Quran or Quran?
I think it's Quran, but I never read it. I just kind of studied what it was about and kind of some of the things that it taught.
I've got a lot of buddies that were in the Marine Corps, and for some reason it was a popular thing among them to read the Quran. But I think it was because they were deployed overseas, and it was a book that, you know, every house they went into, it was easily, you know, readily available. So it was just, you know, something to kill time or whatever. So I've got a lot of buddies that, you know, that's not their religion, but while they were overseas, they read the Quran just because it was there, I guess.
After he's confirmed that Michael is indeed lucid enough, the detective starts asking Michael about the events that took place before he was brought in.
Well, Mike, can you just walk me through what you do remember from today, and that way we can kind of try to piece together why we're here today?
Working, talking to one of my coworkers, or I think I took a shower, and I came back down. My wife and I were talking about wanting to buy a new mattress. The one we have is too soft. It dips really bad in the middle.
Is it normal for you not to remember your day?
No.
You feel
It happened the other night when our best friend came over. I was still awake. It was, I don't know what time it was. And they had passed out in the bed, and I didn't want to intrude or anything, so I set up the couch. Before I lay down on the couch, passed out, and my wife actually came out to just check on me, and she found me on the floor.
What happened?
I don't know, I passed out. I don't know. I was tired. I remember standing there thinking, okay, get on the couch, and then I woke up on my back in the middle of the floor.
You said a minute ago you had them scratches on your back. You said you had how many dogs?
3.
3 dogs? What kind of dogs are they?
2 pugs and a bulldog.
2 pugs and a bulldog? They all stay inside? Any pain? There's a lot of dogs in one house.
Sorry, I'm having trouble focusing.
Why do you think you're having trouble focusing, or why do you think you can't remember stuff from today?
It's not, you asked me, I have trouble remembering stuff, and it's not that I do all the time. I do sometimes. It's got a really bad concussion in high school, and so my short-term to long-term memory isn't always there. That's one of the areas that pissed my wife off, is that we'd talk and I wouldn't necessarily remember it an hour later, and I'd want to reiterate every go of the conversation.
Michael has once again gone back to playing dumb and not knowing what happened. He even claimed to have short-term memory loss, but the detective is not going to fall for it.
And try to go chronological throughout your day to day, from the time you woke up, and what happened, what you did, what you ate, what you did for breakfast, and what you did for lunch, and what you did for work, and just kind of see if maybe you can piece together, what happened today and why we can't remember it. Do you remember what you ate for breakfast?
I didn't.
No breakfast at all?
Toast at about 11.
Did you eat anything for lunch, or was that your lunch, the toast? Did you eat anything for dinner tonight?
I don't think so. I don't know.
You don't remember at all?
I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying to remember what I worked on today. I need to talk to somebody. I can't remember, and I don't know what to do.
Do you remember the police coming to your house this evening?
I remember being on the sidewalk on my face.
Okay.
Detective Armstrong's patience while waiting for Michael to answer what he had for dinner that night is impressive, to say the least. It's amazing how Michael can remember countless information about other days except the day of the crime.
I'm going to be honest with you. Can you be honest with me? You called 911 tonight? 911? And you told the dispatcher that you wanted to kill yourself. Do you know why you would tell them that you wanted to kill yourself?
In the last 10 years, there's been 3 times that I wanted to kill myself. If I'd said that tonight, if you want me to be honest with you.
In the last 10 years, you wanted to kill yourself 3 different times?
There's 3 moments.
3 moments?
And I never did it.
What are those 3 moments?
One of them before I went back to school, I got screwed over. Boss. Everything had been going really good. And I didn't see it coming. I didn't protect myself. And I failed my wife. I failed the kids. And we were in a really bad place as far as financials go. And I wasn't doing well coping with it. It was a hit to me. And there had been rumors that my wife had slept with a coworker. She told me it wasn't true, but it was just another piece.
Something else to add some stress. How were you wanting to hurt yourself today?
I don't know.
I want to help you, Mike, but you've got to remember.
Been trying to jar my memory, walk through my day. That's what I was doing the whole time I was in the back of that car.
After listening to Michael go on about his life, the detective asks him about his wife, and it seems like Michael can go from not remembering the day to remembering vivid details about it in a matter of seconds.
Other than like what she ate, did your wife work from home today too, or she going
She
to?
always does.
Huh?
She works remote.
Did she?
Yeah, it's permanent remote for her.
Did she do that today?
Every day.
What are her off days?
Saturday and Sunday.
So she worked today then. Yes,
Yes.
Today's Friday. Do y'all work in the same room or separate rooms?
This week we worked in the same room, just trying to save electricity and heat and everything with what's been going on with the weather and stuff. And so we were trying to condense where we were so we didn't have to heat as much and use as much electricity. So I sat in the chair and she was on the bed. And we were being pretty playful and bantering. I remember that. We were sending her some playful texts.
Sending her texts like while you're in the same room together, or?
Yeah, because we've always done that.
Yeah, just kind of keeping things fun.
Well, she's, in a meeting, I can't necessarily say things and stuff,
So does she see patients? Like, is she like FaceTiming patients, or?
They contract a pharmaceutical company.
Okay. Well, I think we're getting a little bit further because you remember sending text messages to your wife today. So
That's earlier.
about what time you think that was?
Early afternoon. This morning.
Okay. Remember what she was wearing today?
Sure, yesterday. I'm in over my head. Can I talk to a lawyer, please?
One more time, sir.
Can I talk to a lawyer, please? I'm in so far over my head. I don't know what's happening.
Okay. That's perfectly your right to do so. So we can get you an attorney and then speak with you after you have an attorney.
If he was a genius, he would have never talked to the police without a lawyer in the first place. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that Michael is clearly guilty and he's just playing a really silly attempt at deceiving the detective. But, unfortunately for him, he will soon find out that his performance wasn't worthy of an Oscar and he's actually going to jail.
I'm sorry.
You're perfectly fine. You are going to be under arrest, okay? And you're going to be taken over to the Collin County Jail.
I'm under arrest.
You're going to be under arrest for capital murder. Capital murder.
Mm-hmm.
You caught me a minute ago whenever I used past tense instead of present tense.
No. Well, now. Wouldn't.
Here's what I need you to do, Michael, okay? I need you to stand up and turn around and face that wall for me, okay?
Stand up, boy.
Turn around, put your hands on the floor again. No, don't put your hands on the wall, just face the wall, okay?
No. No, I didn't. Did not hurt anyone.
The detective has had enough of Michael's pathetic acting. What's intriguing is Michael's use of dumb mannerisms to make himself act as if he didn't remember a single thing, even acting like a child who got caught stealing a cookie.
No, please.
Mike, don't fall down on me. If you're going to do it like that, sit down in the chair.
Michael's next words would be the final nail in the coffin.
Please tell me it's not true. Please.
Are you talking to me or yourself?
Please tell me it's not true.
Your daughter is deceased.
No! I would never.
It's shocking that Michael thought he could outsmart the detective and get away with it. Impossible to do so when he literally called 911 and explicitly confessed to his crime. And for those of you who didn't catch on to it, Michael said, "I would never." Despite the flawless acting, Michael was finally arrested for his crimes. Detective Armstrong provides a detailed report of things that Michael remembered, ranging from having a toast at 11 to sending playful texts to his wife. This is evidence that Michael is not as clueless as he claimed to be and is lucid enough. Finally, Michael Patton was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. If you enjoyed this video, watch this one and don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.